Hi, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. I'm back again with Pixar director John Lasseter. John, welcome back. Thanks for being here.
I'm so glad to be here. This is exciting.
Tonight, John and I are discussing the films of Japanese animator Hayao Miyazaki, a friend of John's and one of the most influential animators certainly working today.
Absolutely.
Up next, we have Miyazaki's 1986 film Castle in the Sky. And John, this is one of your favorites.
It's my favorites. Absolutely. I love this film. And this is one of the biggest adventures I think ever put on film. I just love, first of all, I love the characters. I love the story. But it's got to have one of the greatest beginnings of any film in history. I often take a copy
I'm
of
going
this.
to cut you off for one sec because I want you do animated films. This is an animated film, but it's not like you don't like live action movies. So when you say it's one of the best opening sequences, you mean of any movie, not just animated films?
Absolutely.
Right.
You know what? Now trust me on this. You don't go to the kitchen when this thing starts in a few minutes. You gotta sit there, because I've shown this to people time and time again. And you open this beginning, and by the end of it, you're like, when the credits start, you're like, it's so special, so simple, but it's really great. This is an amazing world he creates. One of the things I love about Miyazaki is his world. The worlds he creates, not only are they great characters and compelling stories, but the worlds he creates are so unique, but so believable.
Yeah.
And one of the things that people don't realize is Miyazaki writes these films themselves. He storyboards these films, and they take his storyboards, and they basically use that as the guide to lay out the action.
Is that unusual for?
It's very unusual. Like at Pixar, when I create a film, direct a film, I'll have a staff of storyboard artists, and I work with them, and we will create the story, script, but mostly in storyboards, and then we'll take and kind of work with another group working with a layout, how to stage the story. Miyazaki sits there and starts at the beginning and starts drawing, and just goes down and goes to the movie like that. And his producer, Suzuki-san, they're a very funny pair. And they have to get this movie going, right? He's got a studio to run, and so they start the movie, and then it's like, Miyazaki, I don't know. He keeps telling me, I don't know how it's going to end yet.
So he goes in order. He starts at the beginning.
He goes in order.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I've got to tell you, okay, this is one of my favorite movies. That's why I'm excited about that.
I think that's pretty clear at this point.
When we get stuck at making our films at Pixar, I often get a copy of one of his films and go into a screening room with my story artists and animators and stuff, and we just watch his films, and they're so inspiring. During the making of A Bug's Life, we had this scene where we had our characters rescuing Princess Dot, this little girl ant character in the film, and I wanted it to be exciting. In Castle in the Sky, it has, I think, one of the greatest rescue sequences ever put on film. Live action, animation, I don't care. It's fantastic. And we went and watched that and got so inspired from this. And it really inspired us to make our sequence that much better.
How long does it take Miyazaki to make one of his full-length features?
It probably takes him in the neighborhood of about 3 years or so.
It would seem like it would take longer if you're doing it all yourself.
Like 3 or 4 years, yeah, because he sits there and he starts developing it himself. Animation, whether you use a computer or you use a pencil and paper like Hayao Miyazaki, these are handcrafted films. These are handmade films, and with Miyazaki, they're from the heart. These films are great, and this story is so captivating, Castle in the Sky. You know what? I'm really jealous because a lot of you out there have not seen this film before, and what I would give to see this film for the first time again.
Well, here's your chance. Here's the movie. From 1986, and with the voices of Cloris Leachman, James Van Der Beek, Anna Paquin, and Mark Hamill, it's Castle in the Sky.